Hey everybody, welcome to Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And certainly want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. And we've got a great show for you today. I tell you, is Bitcoin rhyming? And we're going to look at an indicator that if we get in on this indicator, this one thing that I'm looking for, we could see a parabolic move. I'm going to show you that in the charts in the TA section at the end of the show, because history repeats. If Bitcoin rhymes, we could see something pretty incredible. And this indicator hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. Is Bitcoin rhyming? Is history repeating? We're about to find out. And those of you, you know what to do. You know what I'm going to say. Smash that like. This helps get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. I do really appreciate that. Thank you. And of course, all the kind comments and words that you post, I really do appreciate those. I do read and respond to all of those. And of course, the questions, I look to get back to those as soon as possible. Don't forget the cheat sheet that's linked below. It has a ton of tabs down there. Some of you have clicked on it and you haven't realized there's a bunch of tabs: free education, resources, links. There's entries and take profit levels for crypto as well as stocks. And we've got the stock show coming tomorrow. My weekly stock show is tomorrow. It's going to be out at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep an eye out for that. And without further ado, we're going to jump into the news. And the news is that be aware. First little bit of news here. This pump is driven by leverage. And look, the previous drop from 64 to 59 was started by an overdose of leverage. Okay, that means there's not a lot. It's not spot driven. It's heavy leverage driven. Now over 1.5 billion leverage is fueling the rally again, making it highly risky. Okay, what does that mean? Is there was a lot of people that went short and they bet on the price of Bitcoin going down. They lost that bet and they either got stop lossed out or their entire position got liquidated, okay, because they gambled. That's what leverage is, okay? They're gambling with somebody else's money and they lost. And a short squeeze, or when those people get liquidated and stop loss get taken out, it's like a spot buy on Bitcoin, which sends the price up. So it's primarily not driven by spot. And it can happen on the way down as well, when too many people get over leveraged and long, and they bet going long, 20, 50x, 100x, they're borrowing and betting on the price will go long. And if it goes the other way and they get liquidated or stopped out, that's like a spot sell on Bitcoin, and that drives the price down. So I wanted to help you understand that when you see, oh, everybody's buying Bitcoin. Yes, people are buying Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong. There are some spot buys, but is it primarily driven by spot or by leverage? This is quite right now being driven by leverage. So we've got to be careful because we could see a little bit of a pullback there because a lot of people have started to go long now, and we could just get a little bit of a yo-yo kind of situation going there. And we'll look at that in the charts in just a moment, okay? Positive news is that there are spot buyers loading up. You can see here that we saw this blue line here is the amount of USDT that has been minted and is in the market. And what you have here is the price of Bitcoin in the black. And so what you can see is that we came up here and then we kind of just went sideways, down and sideways, whereas USDT kept stablecoin USDT and USDC would be the stablecoin market cap entirety. And there's a few other stablecoins there. It's just kept going up. So I do expect that the Bitcoin price will start to follow that at some point. And so that is bullish. It's when people are adding money to the market, they're adding liquidity to the market, but certainly the Bitcoin price will generally follow that stable coin supply on chain. Okay, and we do have here, is Bitcoin rhyming? As you can see here, we have a situation where we have a very, very similar chart pattern. Are we going to see a similar result there? The post says, if this happens again, it will seem so obvious In hindsight, Bitcoin rhyming, okay? History doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. I think we are going to see history repeat, and Bitcoin is rhyming, okay? Let's see what happens there. And just lastly here, we did talk about some October stats yesterday, and we talked about how that on average the Bitcoin low was in by the October 10th. That was a couple of days ago. And we also talked about in a halving year, the low was in on the 26th, which is 2012. A little bit of an outlier, so I'll kind of move that to the side there. So if we just look at the two halving years, the low was in on the second, and then on a non-halving year, it was in on the first, the fifth, the first, and the 11th. So in a non-halving year, but in a bull run, okay, we have seen 5 out of 6 of those years it was in by the 11th, okay, which was yesterday, all right? And then, of course, this is what this means. What it means is that Bitcoin has never made a new monthly low after October 12th since 2013. So for 10 years straight, a new month, Bitcoin has never made a new monthly low after October 12th since 2013. We're kind of just shifting. 2012 is an outlier because everything was upside down that year. It's really weird. The high was in early and the low was in late. So it was kind of a little bit of a weird year, a bit of a weird month there for Bitcoin. So just keep that in mind there as we jump into the charts, which we're going to do right now, okay? And so here's what I want you to look at here. So what did I say? I said this was the entry. Oh, and there were a lot of people going, oh, Bitcoin's going down to 52. And I'm like, okay, we haven't even lost this. I mean, we closed above it, people, okay? Oh, there was a wick down. Wait to see. Is it going to come down and have a retest and rejection? It did? No, it didn't. But if it did, then you can start saying, okay, now we've retested that and we've rejected. Now we can look at this 57, 58 area down here. And people are always talking about all the low 50s and the high 40s and, just very premature. But what we did see was it came back up, retest, and there was no rejection. It broke through and did the opposite, and there was a retest and a successful retest, and that's where you get in the trade, people. That's where you load up and say, let's go. And of course, we had a successful retest. You get in on that successful retest, and then we broke through, melted through the 50-day moving average. And what did I say the trade was? I said the trade was from here, 60,000, to here, to the 200 simple moving average, and it nailed it. Absolutely nailed that trade. You could have made some great money there. You could have done a spot buy. You could have done a leverage buy with a stop loss there. However you wanted to get in that trade, I gave you that trade on a silver platter. Okay, what is the trade now? I'm so glad that you asked. Now, here's the situation that we have, and here's what I think is a likely scenario that plays out. We've got the 50-day moving average here, and we got the 200 simple moving average. These are both simple measures. This is the EMA, okay? Now, we're bouncing in between here, and the trade could be that we, from here down to here or here, there's a little gap here, but we could take either trade and then back up again. Now, how long is this going to go on for? Well, I want to show you what happened last year at this time, because what's going to happen while we are above the 50-day moving average, this is going to keep going up, okay? While we're below the 200 simple moving average, this is going to keep coming down. And here we come to the part you've all been waiting for from the beginning of this video. This brings us, and I know I've said this before, but what I'm about to show you, I haven't showed you before. This gives us a golden cross. When these two cross over, that is incredibly bullish for Bitcoin when that happens, when this 50-day. So actually, the longer it stays in this range, the quicker this is going to happen. Because if this goes above right now and retest this and we go off, and we could do that, then both of these moving averages are going to come up. And sure, there will be a golden cross at some point, but it will take longer to play out. So these are the two possibilities. Now, this is what I want to show you. I want to go back to when was the last time we had a golden cross with a 50, this thick blue line went over this thinner light blue line. When did we see this happen last? We have to go all the way back to a year ago for this to happen. The last time we had the golden cross, here we are. Well, what do you know? October 2023. We have the golden cross in October 2023. There it is, right there on the 30th of October. And what has price already done? Just look at this. So this is where we are right now. Okay, this is where we are right now, somewhere around here on the 12th of October. And then what did we see? We saw a jump up, down, across, jump up, across, and then it was off to the races, because by the time we got to this golden cross on the 30th of October, look what happens after. Absolutely parabolic. We did not come back. So is Bitcoin about to rhyme? Is history about to repeat? You can see this is incredibly bullish for Bitcoin when this happens here. But it was the anticipation of people saw this coming and they began to get ready for this move. We had this block, this 2-week block here. It was a 2-week block at the beginning of October. We saw the October low. Okay, we saw the October low. And then around the middle of October, we start to take off. This move here, because the golden cross is a little bit of a lagging indicator because people see it coming and they go and off parabolic, off we went. And so let's go back now to where we currently are with current price action. Okay, and so we could bang around here for a little bit longer. This would bring these together, these two together, a little bit quicker, because we've got here, as we're below it, this is going to come down. As we're above this, this is going to come up, and these two are going to meet. Now, if we pop up like we did last year, and we kind of like front run it, and the market front run that golden cross, what we're going to see here is a move, a violent move up above this 64.8 to 65,000 level. This is where we broke down from over here. So just because we break over here, yes, on a retest, I would be getting in this trade right here on a successful retest, but still have to break this level here. And this would be the next one I'd be looking for at about $65,000, a break and a retest above that. And then we're going to very quickly bring in the 67, 68. This is going to bring up this line because this is a shorter time frame of 50 and this is 200. This is going to bring up this line, and even though this is still going to start to move as if we're over this line, this is going to move up as well. But we saw back here that it happened where the Bitcoin price took over and the golden cross still happened. It just took a little bit longer to happen because both lines were moving. But we're going to see this line move a lot quicker. This line is going to go up also, and we're going to eventually see a golden cross. And will we play out? October 30th was last year. So that's right there, this situation. And boy, oh boy, look, that's when I had the tribal trades trend line is right there. And listen, this channel, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? The tribal trades trend line is there. Could we hit it on October 30th? Could we even bust above it on October 30th or by October 30th? So there is some charts there that I wanted to show you. The golden cross, I wanted to go back and show you how bullish this was this time last year and what a bullish indicator that is. And so certainly, we could certainly keep coming down to that 200 EMA around about 60K, and we could bounce around in that area, and that leaves a great trade. Every time it comes down that 200 EMA on a successful retest, it's off to the races, people. It's off to the races, back up to that 200 simple moving average where you can take profit and then rinse, repeat. And as you can see here, if we come up here, reject, we get back in here, we can just keep doing this. get in the trade, get out of the trade. We break above this, we get in the trade, 65, 66, we can get out of the trade, come back to here like this, and we can keep trading it like this. And obviously, once we get up to the tribal trades trend line, we can do the same there. And we're not there yet, so I'm not going to bring in that price action. Now, obviously, we break to the downside here, which is a possibility. We could come back. And it would be going back to 2012. We'd have to go back in time to see a time when Bitcoin did that to create a lower low below this 59K there. Then it does bring in the 57 to 58 range. But obviously, we would have to lose the 200 EMA. And by lose it, I mean not just go through it with a wick, with a little scam wick that just flushes out the leverage. I mean a proper break below, a retest and a rejection there. Then that starts to bring that into play. All right, that finishes the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next episode, which is in a couple of hours, the altcoin show, okay, that's upcoming at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And until then, happy trading.